Greetings, geometry folks. Welcome to 10.2. I hope 10.1 wasn't too brain-breaking for you. I thought that had some good challenges. But you're just talking about drawing some lines of reflecting and being able to reflect some things. So in that same manner, we're going to talk a little bit about translations and rotations. I know we talked a little bit about reflections. Now we're going to talk a little bit about rotations. And before we get too far into it, just realize a translation literally means you're just moving the shape. That's all it means. You're moving all points of the original figure the same distance and the same direction. All right, so all you're doing is literally moving the shape. That's all a translation is. Okay, that's all a translation is. The shape stays the same size and stays the same rotation. Okay, you're not spinning it at all. So if I look, here's my pre-image, there is my image, here is my pre-image, there is my image. The shape stays the same. I didn't rotate it, I didn't spin it, all that is the same. So if I'm going to translate EFG 2 units right and 5 units up. So if I plot this, -7, -1, that would be E. F would be -4, -4. And G is going to be -3, -1. So I have that triangle. So again, this would be my pre-image. So now, translating it just says take everything over 2 and up 5. So my new E would be over 2, up 5. So that would be my new E. My new F over 2, up 5 would be here. My new G over 2, up 5 would be here. So now, that would be my translated answer. That would be my translated answer. So now if I was going to take my points, so it's going to be -7, -1, -4, -4, and -3, -1. If I'm going to go right 2 and up 5, my new points better go like this. This better go -5, 4, and that's right where E prime is. My next one better go -2, 1, and that's where my new F is. And my last one better go -1, up 4, and that's where my G is. So there's E prime, F prime, and G prime. Those are my new points. Okay, that's all I did. Over 2, up 5. That's positive in the coordinate plane. Here, you're dealing with a square. So you've got 3, 4, 5, 2, 7, 4, and 5, 6. So if we just sketch this, 3, 4, that will be J. 5, 2, that will be K. 7, 4, that would be L. And 5, 6, that's going to be M right there. So there's my square. So now I'm going to translate it like so. Okay, and this is my translation. So this is saying like down 3 and left 4. Okay, so this goes back to the X and Y plane. Okay, so X is positive, Y is positive, X is negative, Y is positive. Over here, X is positive, Y is negative. Here, everything's negative. So my new points will look like this. So -3, or 3 minus 3, so that should be 0. And let me change colors here. 3 minus 3 should be 0, and 4 minus 4 should also be 0. So that should be 2 negative 2. This is going to be 4, 0. My last step will be 2, 2. So my new points will be 0, 0. That'll be the new J. 2, negative 2. That'll be the new K. 4, 0. That will be the new L. And 2, 2. That will be the new M. So there's my square moved to 5. And that matches up. That makes sense. Now, rotation just means I'm spinning it. That literally is all it means. I am keeping the same size. I'm not flipping it over. I'm not reflecting it. I am spinning it. So you're going to spin about a center of rotation. And you're going to rotate it through a specific angle and direction. Okay? Most of the time in the coordinate plane, we are going to spin it about 0. So let's kind of look at what we're talking about. So if I'm doing a 90-degree rotation, okay, so if I'm going from here, a 90-degree rotation counterclockwise, so you have to think about, you know, the old clocks or the clocks in the building that go like this. Counterclockwise means I want to go like this. That's what I'm looking at. So all I want to do, multiply the y-coordinate by negative 1 and then change x and y. So for this point, my point is 2, negative 3. So I'd multiply x times negative 1. So it'd be negative 2, negative 3. And then swap them, negative 3, negative 2. And that would be my 90-degree rotation. To do it by 180, you know, I'll go 4, 1 here. All that changes is I multiply both things by negative 1. So now if it's 4 and 1, well, I'll multiply it by negative 1. So negative 4 and negative 1. Here's my 180-degree rotation. For 270, instead of multiplying the y-coordinate, I multiply the x-coordinate. And then this is also the equivalent of a clockwise 90-degree rotation. Okay? Rotating 270 counterclockwise is the same as rotating 90 clockwise. So if I said, let's do one like this. So if I start negative 1, negative 3, and I need to rotate it 270 degrees counterclockwise about the origin. So counterclockwise means I'm going 90, 180, 270. I'm going to end up in this quadrant. So I'm going to multiply the x times negative 1. So that become 1, negative 3. And then I switch them. Sorry, not quite. You're going to go. So I'd go negative 3, 1. And there's my rotation. Sorry, I biffed that up. That should be 1, 3. So then when I multiply, it should be negative 1. And yeah, that should be this should be the correct sign right here. I'm sorry, I really biffed that up because this should go 1, negative 3. Then I multiply the x times negative 1. And then I flip them. That's a 270-degree rotation, which is the same as a 90-degree rotation that way. My apologies for that. So 90 degrees, you're going to multiply by y. 270, you're going to multiply by x. And this one, you're just going to multiply everything by negative 1. So if we look, we have PQR has vertices 1, 1, 4, 5, 5, 1. So 1, 1, 4, 5, and 5, 1. There is my triangle. So there is, now we're going to rotate it 90 degrees about the origin. We're going to go counterclockwise. So now here's what I need to do. So my points go 1, 1, 4, 5, 5, 1. Now remember, to rotate 90 degrees, I take x times -1, and then x and y switch places. So my new points will be over here. So now this becomes -1, 1, then they switch. So my new point becomes 1, -1. I'll just keep the same color here. Multiply x times -1, switch them. So my new point becomes 5, -4. So here, multiplied by -1, switch them. So my new point becomes 1, 5. So now, rotated 90 degrees about the origin. So 1, -1, there's the new point P. 5, -4, becomes the new point Q, and 1, -5 becomes the new point R. So that is a 90-degree rotation. That's it. That's it. So now if I look here, we have another triangle. So let's go 1, -1, so that will be K. 5, -3 will be L. And 3, -7 will be J. So now I want to go 270 degrees. That should obviously be rotation. So now what I want to do is take my points. This time I'm going to take y times -1, then switch x and y, and then I'll have my new points. So this becomes 1. -1 times -1 will be 1. 1 doesn't matter. So there's my new points. Here, this will become 5, +3. Then switch, it becomes 3, 5. There's my new spot. This becomes 3, 7. Then switch, and there are my new points. So 1, 1 becomes the new K, K prime. 3, 5 becomes the new L, L prime. And 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 becomes the new J. So if I put that together, that is my rotation, 270 degrees. That's it. And I encourage you to maybe set something up like this. I did this on the previous problem and this problem. It's just very, very helpful to kind of lay everything out and show all your work that way. Okay, 2 more. Hopefully not too brain-breaking. So we have a hexagon here. Don't worry, I'm not making you rotate the whole hexagon. I'm just looking at point T, which is located right here. So point T, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. So point T is located at 5, 3. For a 90-degree counterclockwise rotation, what will be the new point? Well, if it's 90 degrees, remember that is x times -1, x and y switch places. So if I multiply by -1, that's -5 times 3. Then they switch places. That should be my new point. So that should be letter D. So multiply by -1, and they switch places. So here, similar. If I look at point Q, 4, 5, 90-degree counterclockwise. Again, x times -1, x and y switch places. So 4, 5. If I multiply by -1, it becomes -4, 5. Then they switch. So my new point should be -5, -4. Oops, I screwed that up, and I screwed up. I apologize. I messed up the last one too. If it's 90 degrees, you multiply y times -1, not x. So fix the last one. Fix the last problem, please.